Hey everyone. So for today's video, we got another tree cutting or tree felling video for you. We got Mason here. So I'm gonna, yeah. So we got these trees in our backyard. I'm not exactly, I don't know if they're dogwood or what type of trees they are, but they get to be about this size and then they start dying and dropping all kinds of dead limbs and sticks. And you can see this one's, I already cut part of this one down. And you know, next good storm is going to blow over, so rather than it blowing over on our temporary shelter right now or equipment, we're just going to go ahead and I lined up an excavator for next weekend to dig the stumps out. So we're going to go ahead and just drop all of these trees so we can dig out all the stumps at once. So we'll grade this area, level it out, reseed it, and then either cut it weekly or at least brush hogging. But right now we got a lot of these little stumps that if you have the blades set up high enough, you'll be fine. But this one, for example, is just too high. So let's get to firing up the chainsaw and knocking some of these down. Alright, well, we got the first one down. Just coming at the plan of attack. I knew that one was going to be the first one. So it looks like what we'll do is we'll take these two down next. Actually, scratch that. We'll take these two down next, these two, and then this one here. I think this tree is gonna, we might have a little bit of collateral damage with that pine right behind it, but I'm not too worried about it. We got a lot of pines here, and if we lose some limbs on one, that's not a big deal. It's the nice thing about back here is as long as it doesn't fall on the equipment or the temporary shelter, we'll be fine. And these are all leaning in a good direction, so we'll let the trees fall where they want to fall instead of trying to fight them. In this instance, it's not like we have a shed or house or power lines or anything to worry about, so should be try to keep this as low stress as we can. So we're just gonna have some rapid trees falling coming up, so stay tuned. So we're down to one tree left. This is what we thought was going to be the most difficult one. I shouldn't say most difficult, but that's this one's leaning towards this tree. I'm going to try to get it to fall. It's probably going to take out all the limbs on the left side of this tree, but we'll try to get them to fall right over these ones. Everything else fell pretty decent. I know I was mentioning earlier, I'm not too concerned with you know, where nothing would have been catastrophic if it, you know, if we would have fell on this tree. This is just a nice flowering tree. Same thing, we got a couple bushes here that I was able to save just by the skin of my teeth on this one here. But yeah, so I may do the same thing I did with a couple of these trees. Is I may put a hinge cut in this and then just push it with the tractor, try to steer it to fall in between that clearing. And then what I'll do is we'll just lop the top off of these, push them into the, you know, onto the property line, into the brush, the hedgerow, create some more nice habitat for the bunnies and other wildlife. Bunny population's doing pretty decent this year between all the you know, the brush, the habitat we're providing them, and then the fresh vegetables. So I think they ate more than we did. All right, so let's get back to it. Well, get the last tree down on the ground. What we're gonna do is we'll buck these up. Like I said, I'm just gonna cut the tree tops off and we'll push that into the hedgerow for habitat. Get a decent amount of firewood. This is kind of junky wood for firewood, but it's good enough for the suffer burning outside. That went pretty decent. Just the very top of the tree got a little nicked, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Well, gotta get back to work. Well, that about does it. We got all our trees down. I'm sure you saw this little thing in the background. This is a pretty nifty tool. We'll be going into doing a little review on that later. A big tool rack. It essentially turns your tractor into a UTV. So
what's a UTV? Hello, baby.
Who wants to answer that for Mason? So it essentially, like I was mentioning, it gives you a little bed, little tailgate. Mason already mastered it. So like I said, I'll be doing a review on that a little later as I put some more time into it. But we got all the trees down. The reason I left these higher is to make them a little easier to leverage. Exactly, Mason, dig them up.
And helping set them up underground.
He's a little excited, but
I will photos out of the trucks out of here.
so he's a little bit excited. There's going to be an excavator here next weekend, so we'll be playing with that a little bit. But yeah, all these stumps will be coming out. It actually opened up this area pretty nice. Now these pine trees will have a better chance at filling out and filling in this area. But create some nice habitat for the birds, rabbits, critters, and we'll get to cutting this up probably tomorrow. I gotta, as you probably saw in the video, chainsaw blades are getting pretty dull, so I'll sharpen up both of those, and so when it comes time to cutting that wood up and chopping it, we'll be ready. But again, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.